What up, peeps? Bones back at you, and it's day 6 of Echo's 80s challenge. And what we're talking about is a favorite of mine called BMX Bandits, starring an early role of Nicole Kidman. It's her first starring role. She has another one just before it, but I don't think she stars in it. But yes, this one's so nice, I own it twice. But this one is such a generic DVD, it's just called DVD. And it doesn't say it's from anywhere, and I couldn't get it to play in my computer tower to grab screenshots. It does play in my player, but it doesn't register in my PC. But yeah, I got the Sever in there, and yeah, this is a cool movie. Let's talk about it. 1983's BMX Bandits, directed by Brian Trenchard Smith, written by Patrick Edward and Russell Haig, starring Nicole Kidman as Judy, Angelo D'Angelo as PJ, James Lugton as Goose, and Brian Marshall as the boss. A trio of teen BMX enthusiasts become entangled with a group of bank robbers after discovering their stash of walkie-talkies. In the opening credits, we are introduced to Goose and PJ, gearing up their helmets and their elbow pads, showing their cool-ass Mongoose and Diamondback bikes, and putting on their masks and getting ready to fly down a hill and across the town and just have a blast on their BMX bikes. Down the hill, down steps, flying around corners, pulling off tricks, riding backwards, riding wheelies, what have you. And then we're introduced to the bad guys of the movie, dressed up in Three Little Pigs and Big Bad Wolf masks, robbing a bank, Point Break style. Then the boys are taking a break, just standing there in a park, while a police officer tells them, "You can't be in this park with your pedal bikes." And they tell themselves, "What we need is a racetrack. Other places have them, why can't we have one?" Which comes back into play at the end of the movie. Then we're introduced to Judy, who's working at a grocery store, trying to gather buggies and being aggravated by this chubby kid, who is a side character that's in the movie a few times, and I think deserves more than credited as Fat Kid. I had to Google who he was because I couldn't find him in the IMDb credits, and I guess his name is Anthony Alafashi, and he's credited as Fat Kid, but he's an annoying little fuck. He's in this scene aggravating Judy, and for no reason keeps pushing the buggies out that she has to chase back. Then he ends up pushing them in front of Goose and PJ, who are flying past the store, and they slam into the buggies and fly over the buggies and destroy their bikes, which wouldn't happen in real life, but we have to have a way to push the story forward. The bikes like broke all to hell just from slamming into buggies. I can tell you firsthand that wouldn't happen, but yeah. So their bikes get destroyed, and Goose, PJ, and Judy get to talking, get to know each other. She's apologizing, and like, "Oh, it wasn't your fault. We'll get them fixed somehow and get you on some wheels too." So they start hanging out and get to be friends. They decide to go play around in the water and look for crabs or lobster or something. I guess they could sell them. And that's when they stumble upon this stash of walkie-talkies that belonged to the bad guys who imported them from the States. And they get the bright idea, we could sell these. And they start selling them to local kids for like $30, $40 a pop. And that's when they're able to buy Judy a nice new Mongoose and fix their bikes. And they say, "Do your thing, Judy." And she just instantly knows how to do all these cool tricks. She's jumping off ramps and jumping over the boys and doing all these cool tricks. It's a cool little montage. And the three are the BMX Bandits, I guess. They never really call themselves that in the movie. So for some reason, Judy's off by herself riding, doing tricks, and the boys are on a hill putting their bike together. And that's when Fat Kid showed back up. That's what he's credited as, and wants a second walkie-talkie for some reason. So they radio Judy and ask her to go to where they have them stashed at the boat docks. And the bad guys hear that and follow her and try to kidnap her. Boys show up just in time to save her, but that's when we get what feels like a 20-minute chase scene. These guys chase them all through the town, over a hill, follow them into a water park, follow them into a mall. They run all through this mall, and there's this cool scene where they zip past a escalator, and this little kid says, "BMX!" In the mall, out the mall, around the mall. They run through a football field, Eventually they escape and they get to talking to the police, who inform them that these two main guys that's been chasing them are wanted and there is an award out for their arrest. So they decide to try and help catch the bad guys. They meet up with them they think they're just going to give them the walkie-talkies, but that's when they snatch Judy and kidnap her. So then the boys radio every damn kid in town who has a walkie-talkie and a BMX to come and help. They eventually take down the bad guys and use the reward money to buy the town's kids a track. The end. This movie is lots of fun. Lots of vibrant, bright colors, cool race outfits, BMX race outfits, cool ass bikes. Three main kids have a red one, a blue one, and a yellow one. And every other damn kid in town has a BMX. It's BMX City, man. I love this movie. I've lost track how many times I've watched it. On the cover, Quentin Tarantino compares this movie to The Goonies, which I could see the comparison. It's a group of friends and they go on an adventure, just like in The Goonies. He says, if we'd grown up in Australia, BMX Bandits would have been our Goonies. If you like BMX, I highly recommend checking this out. The movie was a lot of fun. Highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Thanks for watching. Peace.